What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review tonight. Go home show before Survivor Series. Did this show suck? Listen, Monday Night Raw sucks on a majority of bases, but since this is a go home show, what can I really say about this show? This has felt like, yes, it's a go home show. It's important to, get stuff over before Sunday and everything, just because, yes, it's Raw versus SmackDown like usual, but, what was it, Kansas City tonight, and I'm gonna get into Raw because, like I said, there was a lot of bullshit going on. It was a lot of bullshit going on. Like, that's not even, you don't even really need a brain surgeon for that, because you know how this show's gonna, bullshit itself all the time. But just before I kind of get in, Monday Night Raw, number one, Happy Veterans Day. They showed a video package. Pretty much, Veterans Day. Thank all the troops, for their service. Excuse me, for all service and everything they do every day to protect the country. So, yeah, it's a very important holiday. One thing I do want to kind of say also before I begin this Monday Night Raw review. I'm sure you all know the news throughout today. I just want to say, rest in peace to Stan Lee. A very huge loss in the world today. I will say that. I know I'm talking about Monday Night Raw and everything, but I just kind of want to give a little bit of my thoughts. Maybe I'll save it longer for another video. But I just gotta say, if you have ever watched any type of Marvel media, if you ever read a comic or seen a cartoon or any Marvel movie or any type of cameo Stan Lee is, anything he's done in that. Like, this all goes back to him. This is the guy that has helped create Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Iron Man, Black Panther. It's a long list of superheroes in the Marvel universe, especially how it came from the comics. I'm not a comic book expert. I don't know everything on comics, don't get me wrong. I probably read some here and there, or I probably watched on YouTube videos with, the stories being read and knowing history. But Stan Lee was a very, very big, pretty much the biggest, pretty much, I damn near would say, damn near creative Marvel, damn near, if you want to look at it, some would say. But, for a person that, listen, the man lived a hell of a life, okay? I can tell you that. Come on, 95 years old, that is a huge accomplishment, because I was shocked when I read the news today. And I'm almost surprised. To be honest, I actually thought he was gonna make it to 100. Like, I swear to God, I really kind of thought that, to be honest. So I was very shocked by the news. It is sad, but he has left a very long, outstanding legacy of how superheroes are throughout the entire year, especially with the ones he has created. And like I said, if you see any type of Marvel movie, anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe or even before that, and I believe the last movie I remember, and I'm sure I believe they did record him to be in the other movies. He's supposed to have 5 more cameos, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in the last Venom movie. He made a cameo there, but he made a cameo in that damn Teen Titans, Go movie. But like I said, if you go from any cartoon, from Spider-Man, the animated series, to Ultimate Spider-Man, to movies from the X-Men, the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Homecoming, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, just countless cameos. The Simpsons, he made some cameos there too. So hell, I've even pointed out right here, I just kind of wanted to show this, hell, made a cameo in this game, Marvel Spider-Man. So I just kind of wanted to say a couple things. I can go on a long thing about this, but like I kind of said a minute ago, if I do, I would probably save that for a longer video to talk on. I will say, I will admit, I wish, could have met him and everything too. Like, a lot of people have probably been lucky to have or interviewed him. But like I said, I've always seen this guy in so many TV shows and movies. Lego Marvel, if you want to go there too, or other Marvel video games. But like I say, it's a long list of media, and those are just some examples you could go on from. So like I said, it's a big loss. It's a huge loss. But like I said, I think it's even, I can take a quote from Spider-Man 3 movie. You know, people been putting out one man can change the world. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it off from here because hey, all I can say is Excelsior. But getting back into the Monday Night Raw review, kicking off with a tag team battle royale, which was supposed to be whoever wins is supposed to be the leader at Survivor Series. Listen, this tells you how the tag division is this bad. First off, they let all 3 members of the Lucha House Party in there. Why? But everyone else has 2. And dude, I forget how these tag teams on Raw. We got the B Team, the Revival, Gable and Rude, Slater. Dude, I didn't even know Slater and Rhino was still there. I didn't. And then it ends in a no contest because Strowman ends the thing, which the fans cheered him, and he was going to sit there all night and, you know, say he was done chasing Corbin and he wanted Corbin out here. Next, Stephanie McMahon, the woman who believes WWE is going to compete with Disney or something. Oh my God, who is... I don't even want to get into that. Don't even get me started when I heard they can compete with Disney. Dude, I swear somebody said Disney was going to buy them a few years ago. Dude, they're not even on Disney's level, so let's save that for a later date. But Stephanie, of course, coming in the ring, talking about Shane McMahon winning that World Cup. Dude, they are really talking about this World Cup tonight. Dude, I didn't think this World Cup thing was going to be that important. Listen, the Saudi Arabia show didn't mean that much anyways, but by God, they are really putting over Shane McMahon in the World Cup. That's what I heard throughout a majority of the night was Shane McMahon in the World Cup. Strowman says, I don't care about you or Shane at Survivor Series. And Stephanie Grimmers told Strowman that, you know, you better give a damn because she does. And, you know, Strowman said that, you know, you're one of these corporate types that look at him as a mindless meat castle and everything. And then he pretty much says, you bring him out now. You bring Corbin out now. But Stephanie says, you know, you can have it all. Like, you know, money, planes, trains, automobiles. If you know, lead Raw to a victory for a 3rd year in a row. Which, by the way, Stephanie has a logic off. Which she thought, yes. Which she said lead victory to a 3rd row. Yes, Strowman's been part of the Survivor Series teams for almost 3 years now. Number one, SmackDown won in 2016. Last year they won with, you know, that was thanks to Triple H and everything. This year, I don't know. But Strowman says he had some demands pretty much then. So, number one, he wanted another Universal title shot against Brock Lesnar. Done. Next, he wanted Corbin. Done. And he wants to pick the stipulation. Done. Which she agreed to. And Strowman says, I want you to have him sign a waiver that, you know, Strowman would not be responsible for anything he does to Corbin or the damages that are left to him. And Stephanie said this, we're going to have to get some lawyers, but it'll be done. But you have to win at Survivor Series. If you win, you get all of this. But Strowman says you better follow through with your promises or he will go to the WWE headquarters and destroy the entire building. And, you know, Stephanie talked about motivating the entire roster. Ronda Rousey comes out. Stephanie's going to introduce her, but Ronda took the microphone since we still got that kind of beef going on. And talked about Becky, which there was loud Becky chants again, of course. But once again, this company is looking at Becky as the heel, and Ronda is the big face here. And, you know, we still got to do this whole Ronda versus Stephanie thing. I don't know why we're still doing this little feud still, but talked about Becky saying she was going to take her out Sunday. Corbin came out then, was talking about motivating the talent. Tried to put his hands on Rousey. Rousey immediately flips him to the ground. Corbin got back up. Strowman started looking at him, but Stephanie pretty much said, no, this is not going to go down. Trying to break him up, and Strowman pretty much told Corbin, you know, enjoy being Stephanie's lapdog because you're going to get neutered after Survivor Series. Because, as Stephanie said, you will get your hands on Corbin after Survivor Series when this whole thing is done. So once again, throughout this entire segment, number one, the tag teams are buried. They're all buried. All of them, they mean nothing because I'll get into that even later on to how buried they are right now. This is Stephanie is just this whole Survivor Series team things with Raw versus SmackDown, which it's been done for years, but now it's just whose ego is the most with Stephanie and Shane, because everyone's almost like a puppet, because one has to beat them in some type of sibling rivalry. So they both control Raw and SmackDown, so they have to win for bragging rights, pretty much. Next, Ember Moon, another woman buried. Dude, I have no idea what's going on with this. Number one, she went against Tamina, which was not that bad. I did like how Moon knocked Tamina and the cameraman knocking her over, but pretty much Ember was going for the Eclipse. Jax got involved, and then next thing you know, Tamina hit her with a splash, and then Jax hit her with a leg drop. So Ember Moon, they continue to kill Ember Moon. Dude, by the way, Ember Moon's not even on the Survivor Series team, so let me kind of get that out. But yes, they killed Ember Moon again. 1 week it's Jax, now it's Tamina this week. So we got to make them look strong as possible, especially if you try to gain some heel heat by beating up Ember Moon. I don't know what they're doing with Ember Moon. I almost about to say send Ember Moon to SmackDown, because this is retarded. It really is. That this woman should damn near be fighting for the title or doing something important. Hell, she's not even on the card for Survivor Series. That tells you something right there. Seth Rollins was out next to talk about with Corey Graves with his match against Shinsuke Nakamura this Sunday. He said this is the first time ever, but he does not give a damn about Nakamura, which kind of tells me who's going to win this Sunday between Nakamura and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins then wanted to call out Dean Ambrose, and and he wanted answers tonight to why he did it. Why Ambrose did to what he did to him, the fans, Roman, and Ambrose was on a screen in the back. He was in a parking lot sitting on a car with like a burning barrel next to him. Somebody said he looked like he was about to drop the hardest diss track ever. By God, Ambrose looked like he was getting ready to cut a cipher out there, and honestly that looked like a good location to put a cipher in, or a Grand Theft Auto poster people were making online. But Ambrose pretty much went on talk about Rollins, and he was sitting next to the so I'm out in the cold and everything. If I wanted to do something, I would have done it now. And yes, he talked about the Shield and everything, but Rollins is he's too self-absorbed. He's he's selfish and everything, and he may be remorseful. He may be remorseful. He hopes brothers can forgive him, but that's not even it. Okay, that's not even the reason. And he said he used to think the Shield was powerful as a unit, but he said the truth is that Rollins and Reigns made him weak, pretty much. That they're the reason why Ambrose is right now. I've always been the same, but he's felt small because I guess Roman and Seth had all the gold and everything, and what was Dean Ambrose had. So he pretty much said this used to mean something. He took his his bulletproof Shield vest, and he burned it and threw it in the fire. Then as Rollins pretty much threw the mic down and went back, which now it looks like they keep trying to get Renee Young involved because she is married to Dean Ambrose, and she didn't really know what was going on. They won't talk about it, and they're really kind of trying to involve her like she knows what Ambrose is doing. But all I can really tell you right now is this: number one, Seth Rollins is probably most likely going to lose Sunday, okay? Because, dude, I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm sure they'll have a great match out there, but next thing you know, Seth, he's going to be focused on Ambrose, so Ambrose will come out there, he'll distract, Rollins, or he'll attack him, and Nakamura will get the win, okay? That's most likely what's going to do. So, listen, I'm hoping it'll be a great match. I'm sure it will be, but Ambrose will come out sooner or later, and Nakamura will win. Because honestly, they don't do shit with Nakamura anyway, so you might as well give him a win, because they don't do shit with that guy, and he's the U.S. champion, and they barely do shit with him. Like, I swear to God, they don't. I really kind of want him to go back to New Japan now. I actually want him to, because, like I said, they only mentioned Nakamura one time in this promo. This is all about Seth versus Dean. That's all. This is where this is going. Next, Kurt Angle's music played, which they played a video package of McIntyre beating him up last week. And yes, I've seen, McIntyre and Kurt Angle go against each other many times in the past. And he says, do you believe me now? And, that we broke the Shield and they destroyed Angle. Ziggler was out there with him too. And, he said Kurt put on a hell of a fight, but, he humiliated him and, made him tap with his own ankle lock. And that I'm tired of all these nostalgia acts, and he was going to take them out anytime he could. He will not allow this anymore, so I guess he'll take out anybody. Finn Balor then came out, and, McIntyre told him, you got guts for coming out after I did to you last week. Balor said that he has crossed the line and everything, and that, you could have beaten Angle, but you didn't need to humiliate him. But McIntyre said, you're upset because of what I did to you last week. Listen, I didn't save you from Bobby Lashley. He was making a statement, because you're what's wrong with everything around here. You're an example of what's wrong with this place, that you're concerned about your emotions and feelings, and talked about he was going to get too sweet back up to something. Balor pretty much told him to shut up, and he said, I've dealt with bullies like you all my life, and how about I take you on right now? And McIntyre, said, I don't know if you're fragile or anything, but you can have a match, but you can have a match against Ziggler, okay? I'm not going to lower myself to you on your level, because once again, we make more short jokes about Balor, because, dude, I swear the common thing is to make short jokes about Balor. Balor looked at him, McIntyre headbutted him, as Ziggler pretty much, I guess, was in a match with Finn Balor, which was not a bad match, I can't say that. Yes, McIntyre tried to get involved, but Finn drop kicked him out of the ring, and he hit that big dive on him and Ziggler. He went for the coup de grace, missed. Ziggler tried to roll him up, but Balor countered the roll, pretty much getting the win on him. So a really good match between Balor and Ziggler. Stephanie and Corbin were arguing as Stephanie congratulated Balor, but McIntyre was pretty much pissed in. And Stephanie says, you know what, you're on Team Raw this Sunday. Corbin won it, so did McIntyre, but pretty much Stephanie had told all of them, listen, you all are gonna work together, okay? Listen, you're all on the same team, so you will work together on Sunday. After that, you all can tear each other apart after Sunday, but you will help Raw win this Monday. Next, they went to Ronda Rousey, which she for some reason she calls Becky Lynch the millennial man, because she says that she has she's very hypersensitive for talking about the whole clown college and stewardess thing, and that she is a millennial man. So we're making fun of millennials that you wear you can wear your skinny jeans and V-necks and avocado toast and wing shoes. So we're making fun of I guess kids or something now, or I don't know, teenagers, or the millennials, the younger crowd, which for some reason. And your ego's all bubble wrap saying, I'm not Charlotte, this ain't SmackDown, and you need to stop being offended by everything I said. You're not Oliver Twist playing violins or something, and I'm not a trust fund baby. She says she's fighting for this evolution. This wasn't really a bad promo. I just didn't understand the millennial, like Becky's the millennial, so she represents the younger crowd and you represent the older crowd now. So is that where we're going with this? And like I said, Nia Jackson there said, wished Rousey, because Nia Jackson's next for a title shot. We'll see how that goes again. But when I'm sitting there wondering, like I said, Becky is representing the younger crowd and Rousey is representing the older crowd now. Like I said, this where we're going with this now? I don't understand. So I'm assuming that's where this is going. When she called her the millennial man. Ruby Riott, the Riott Squad came out as she talked about breaking Jim Neidhart's glasses. Since we have to make, we gotta use someone's deafening. Talked about the sunglasses, which this was not a bad promo. And, trying to be all remorseful and, until she says, we took it too far and said we didn't take it far enough. So it's like we gotta do the fake remorseless thing, and then we gotta be the cunning heel then after that. Like we're gonna have some try to gain sympathy or showing trying to show some remorse. Next thing you know, boom, we got a turn, and be a big heel says I made Natalya feel emotion and made her cry, and that Jim Neidhart wore those sunglasses because he was ashamed to look at his own daughter. Natalya came out and attacked Ruby from behind. The Riot Squad tried to attack her, but she got outnumbered then, and they did this weak, horrible, god-awful looking heart attack clothesline. That was a horrible heart attack, Ruby Riott. Dude, that clothesline looked bad. It's like she barely even tapped there. It looked like a little tap like this, and didn't even fall. I swear the camera went so fast away. It was that bad. That was a horrible looking heart attack finish. It really was. Go look at that clothesline. It didn't connect, and it looked weak. It's like she barely even hit Natalya. That was a horrible looking clothesline. Okay, that was bad. That was just very bad. But it did again. Like I said, Ruby cut a good promo. But I'm sitting there wondering why are we using more depth in this angle? And like I said this last week, like here we go, another death angle. This is where we're going with this now. Like you think these companies would learn enough from this, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised of. I guess it's supposed to get Natalya over or something. I don't know what this gets over. It just looks bad when we gotta do these death angles and stuff. Because what else does the Riot Squad got better to do right now? The tag team battle. Oh God, why are we doing this tag team battle royale again? I don't get this. So we did it earlier in the night. Strowman kills nearly everybody. We do it later on in the night, which end up with Gable and Rude winning. Listen, I did not care for this match. I didn't really give a shit. And this was to become the leader of the tag team. This whole 10-man, 20-man tag thing for Sunday. And then, it was that bad. And here's an even worse. They're only on the kickoff show. Okay, they're not even on the main show. They're on the kickoff show. Dude, you might as well give it to SmackDown, because who do you got on Team Raw? Gable and Rude, who are the leaders. The Ascension, the Revival, the Lucha House Party, and who the fuck else was it? Rhino and Slater, I think? Or was it the B Team? Dude, I probably think it was the B Team. And, I'm sitting there wondering, like, we try to put the Lucha House Party as 3 people now, so isn't that kind of outnumbering? In SmackDown, you have what? The New Day and the Usos. Dude, just give it to SmackDown. But it's like, dude, this is so bad it's on the kickoff show, okay? That's how bad it is. So, listen, the SmackDown tag division may be a little bit somewhere, but dude, the Raw tag division sucks, okay? It sucks. The tag team division sucks ass. Now, let me say this. They didn't even mention the Bar versus AOP this Sunday, too. No one did not mention that the whole night. But next, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out then, as Brock talked about, not Brock, but Heyman said Brock is the 2-time Universal Champion. Talked about Strowman. Yes, he was a monster, but he lost to 5 F5s by Lesnar, and that Strowman is worming his way and getting another title shot with these hardball negotiations. But, he talked about SmackDown and everything for avoiding to get beat up by Lesnar this Sunday, and he talked about AJ Styles. People were chanting for AJ Styles, which AJ's had his year-long title reign, and he is, I've said myself, is he actually going to win this year, since he will face Brock for a second time this year? And, you say he believes he has a fighting chance than what he had like last year, but, Styles going to check in the Hotel California, go to the top, get a sweet mark Suplex City, and take a beating. And then he pretty much says, and for the kids who don't know that, Google it, bitches, okay? I'm not here to educate you. That was hilarious. I did love that. If you don't know that song by the Eagles, go look it up. Hotel California. That was hilarious, though. But then Heyman says, I'm here to educate you on how Lesnar is going to beat AJ Styles this Sunday, and he says no one, and he said no one, not from WWE, not Raw, not SmackDown, not NXT, not UFC is going to beat Brock Lesnar. And it's not a spoiler, not a prediction, it's a spoiler. But before he could finish it, Jinder Mahal came out. By God, let me just say this about Jinder Mahal, how the mighty have fallen. To think almost last year at around this time it was nearly gonna be Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal. Look at what a year does, and look who has fallen all the way nearly to the bottom. And, he has the Singh brothers with him, and he was going to, help Lesnar beat Styles and everything. Because, that Styles stole his championship last year, and, now he wanted to help Lesnar focus on Styles. And, he asked Lesnar, like, do you want to deal with this? Because, Heyman started making fun of Jinder. And then, Lesnar said, come on, you do it. Like, after all, you gotta hear this, man. You are Jewish. Which I don't think Lesnar knows the difference between being Jewish and I believe Judaism, or understand it, or what Jinder and them are doing. So he's got his thing all off, and they do that Shandy thing in the ring. Lesnar played along for a second, clotheslines Mahal, nearly kills, and I swear to God, he nearly killed one of the Singh brothers. He threw him so high doing a German suplex that he landed dead, like dead on his freaking neck, okay? He landed hard way on his neck. That's how bad it looked, okay? And you could see him, I don't know what Singh brother was it, but he held his neck, okay? He held his neck hard. So, you could tell how painful that was. And after he went some German suplexes, he threw one outside, and he F5 Jinder, and then, Lesnar and Heyman left. So, yeah, they killed Jinder and them out there. So, like I said, Lesnar vs. Styles this Sunday. I'm sure it'll be a great match like last year, because AJ brought him to a really great match last year. Like I said before, is AJ actually going to win? Bobby Lashley, the new Lex Luger, and his sidekick Meatwad Lio Rush. Which now, by the way, Bobby Lashley wears sunglasses now. He's got shades on. And he told him to flex and pose, and once again he told him to bend over, which that's his favorite pose. So now we keep sticking the camera in Bobby Lashley's ass, like we have to stick it directly in there. I don't understand what is the point of that. It makes no sense. I don't see where they're going. Dude, I have no idea what they're doing with Bobby Lashley at this point. I got no clue. I don't even know what to think, what they're gonna do with him at this point. I don't know. Elias came out then, making fun of Lio Rush, saying, calling Child Protective Service on the phone, and listen, there's a lost child here that Lashley is he's taking him, and he's bending over and flexing for some reason, and he doesn't know, and Lashley called him a clown, which he already looks like a clown in the ring right now, and he dared him to get in the ring and say his funny stuff to his face. And by the way, this is to determine who's the final member on the team. Number one, once again, Lio Rush has no microphone. Lashley went against Lio Rush. Rush had grabbed Elias's legs from the bottom, under the ring. So Bobby Lashley won by countout to be in the match. Elias then pretty much threw Lashley around, and Lio Rush into Lashley, almost like a suicide dive, taking him out. Dude, I don't know what they're doing with Bobby Lashley. Now he's part of the team, so I don't even know. Like I said, like Lashley, but I wish he'd go back to TNA. I wish he'd go back to Impact. I actually do. Alexa Bliss, another waste of time here. Bringing out her Survivor Series teams.
Sorry, I don't know that
which
one.
are Nia Jax, Tamina, and Mickie James, which I have really no problem with. Which, Natalya is part of the team too, but Bliss sent her home to focus on her rage until Sunday. And, talked about we got to put our differences together, especially her and Nia Jax. And, we're one member short, so whoever will win between Sasha and Bayley would become, the last person on the team. Pretty much ended in a no contest, a DQ or no contest, since everyone else got in the ring and beat up Sasha and Bayley throughout mid-match. Bliss pretty much laughed at them, what was the point of this now? Once again, Sasha and Bayley got nothing better to do, so why are they not even on these teams? Dude, this whole Raw team is really bad, okay? With the exception of Bliss and Ruby Riott, which I don't really have a big problem with that, but since you have both Ruby and Natalya, which they already had some brawl throughout earlier in the night, we can already tell they're going to fight each other Sunday and probably cost the match, or they'll be eliminated, and we'll see what goes on from there. But I cannot take this team seriously. Oh, we have Nia Jax and Tamina. Why? Sasha and Bayley, they got nothing better to do, so they're not even on the team. Ember Moon? Who's Ember Moon? They don't even need her, I guess. So I don't understand. But as Bliss talked about Team Raw and welcoming Ruby Riott to the team, Becky Lynch was in the back, pretty much ripping Ronda Rousey's arm apart almost. Next thing you know, the other SmackDown women wrestlers pretty much got in the ring. from the Iconics to Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Naomi, Asuka, Charlotte. Which for the reason they kept trying to play, oh, Charlotte's going to be on the team, but she was out there helping SmackDown tonight. She was helping SmackDown big time tonight. Who else is part of this SmackDown Women's roster? Lana, I think Vega, I believe she was out there. Pretty much all beating up Team Raw, SmackDown, which, like I said, this is the go-home show, so SmackDown had to beat up Raw because Becky led the charge then, and next thing you know, Ronda came out, but the SmackDown Women's roster jumped there. People chanting one more time when Becky got a chair and started hitting Ronda Rousey. I think she hit her like one time though, but next thing you know, and this is throughout the brawl, and I couldn't tell through so many camera angles going back and forth. Bucktooth Beaver done. Becky, I don't know what happened to Becky out here, but she must have had her nose broken. I don't know if someone hit her in the nose or she banged her nose on something. And I didn't see. I don't think anybody saw it happen, because I said, how did Becky? Because I'm seeing like all this. This is when she went to get the chair. There was like blood all over her face, through her nose, like everywhere, like just blood spread it. Just, spread it around. As SmackDown is beating the crap out of Raw. So I don't know who hit Becky in the nose, or she hit her nose on something. I didn't see it. I really did not see that part. But like I said before, SmackDown pretty much got the upper hand. People chanting for Becky, people chanting for SmackDown, people chanting this is awesome and one more time. Dude, I swear, like, where were the other Raw women that come help? All I saw was like, what, Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox come out and help. I'm like, where's Moon and others? Like, where's the rest of the Raw women's roster? Because they got the living crap kicked out of them right here. Stephanie and Baron Corbin were pissed in the back as she told Corbin, you better do something about this. You better do something. You need to do something. So that was the end of the show from there. I will say, I thought this was going to be, I think I liked it last year when it was like these, Shane McMahon leading the SmackDown, they were under siege on Raw. And don't get me wrong, this was still over with, Becky and, the entire, the whole locker room of the SmackDown women beating up Raw. But I kind of expected everybody to come out, like the entire SmackDown roster, like everybody just throughout the night gets the jump on Raw, which I feel like we'll see that tomorrow night on SmackDown, when I'm sure Raw will invade SmackDown. Maybe we'll do the same thing. The Raw women will invade the SmackDown and beat up the SmackDown women then. Because what I can tell you right now, that doesn't happen. I don't think Becky's going to win this Sunday, because since, Becky got the upper hand on Rousey tonight, that pretty much tells you by 50-50 booking standards, Ronda will beat Becky Lynch this Sunday after what you saw tonight. So I'm sure we'll probably see some big war tomorrow with SmackDown versus Raw. Like I said, I think I liked it better last year with SmackDown was walking around kicking the crap out of Raw like there was nothing. And even the next night, well, I think it was weeks later though, when Raw kind of came back and jumped SmackDown. But like I said, this pay-per-view feels rushed. They had to literally rush this entire thing in 2 weeks. You put all your time and money on Crown Jewel, that you had to rush the entire crap out of SmackDown, out of Survivor Series in a span of 2 weeks. And this was the go-home show tonight. Listen, there was still a lot of bad on the show, but it was some good in, into hyping up Survivor Series this Sunday. But we will see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow night. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like I said, I'm sure Raw will probably jump SmackDown tomorrow night. Okay, I'm sure we will see what happens. But that's my review of Monday Night Raw tonight. I am out of here. Comment, subscribe. Check out my final hour review in Impact Wrestling. We still got NXT TakeOver War Games 2 this Saturday. May speak on that during the week. And we got another SmackDown review tomorrow. So once again, it's me, the HOOD, coming at the news and reviews. You know how it goes now. You know what I do. Came and I saw. This is Monday Night Raw. With the rapid skill and ability. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Alright, peace, Stanley. I'm out of here.